it was just kind of time for Martellus to go.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the deal?
The deal went great for the Bears. I think if they were going to move him, they got the best value they could have gotten out of it. Getting a 4th-round pick, I know you give up a 6th-round pick, but you were going to give him away for almost nothing.
Yeah, we just saw that. We just saw it coming for sure. But good for Marty for getting kind of a new start.
He'll have a nice year next year.
Yeah, for sure.
They love those 2 tight ends in New England, and Bill can work his magic in the locker room.
Bill's a magic guy.
It doesn't really matter if you have a character issue. They kind of just figure it out there. They know how to get players to step in line, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see how that tight end position develops as we move forward. I'm going to miss Marty's cartoons and drawings and weird tweets and stuff about dinosaurs, but, it's time. Shea McClellan, our boy Shea, we talked about him earlier.
Shea
signs a long-term deal with the Pats.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in about a year's time he'll be a Pro Bowler and
be a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
End of his career.
Thoughts about that at all?
He had garnered a lot of attention for some reason.
Yeah, it was very...
I think my first thought was they don't want to use him as a linebacker, as an inside linebacker. They want to use him off the edge as a pass rusher.
As an end?
As an end. Or we'll see. I feel like Bill has a different idea of how to use him, and I think most teams did, but we'll have to wait and see on that one because he could still slip in there. I mean, he did okay things in his spot last year, and then he did not okay things. But if Bill believes in him, we'll see what happens.
Magic man. And Alshon and the Bears still working on that long-term deal.
Yep.
We'll see what happens with that. And news today, Kevin White is 100% healthy.
Yes.
Which is a good thing.
Music to my ears.
Blake's dancing.
I'm a big fan of this kid. I think he's going to be real good, and I think you'll see that next year.
All right. So a lot of Bears talk there, a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah.
Big week for
the very big week.
Chicago Bears. We're going to move on to the north side of town. Chicago Cubs.
I like that team.
Blake, it is almost April.
No.
The month that we've been waiting for. It's not only my birthday month, but it means baseball. Means something.
It does.
I'm already sick of
baseball.
Sick. It doesn't mean anything.
I've been sick of it since the 3rd day.
And with the roster pretty much in place for the most part. I mean, there's no real
intrigue.
Battles.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hearing stuff about Neil Ramirez, Kawasaki. So we'll get into that a little later. But, I'm ready for stuff to matter. Yes. I'm ready to see that stacked lineup every day play.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm with you.
I watched the first game I was able to watch on TV. The other day I just saw Jason Hayward running around, and I was just
I got to listen a little bit today. I turned it on.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, this is fun.
Yeah, but, a lot of runs today.
But. Yeah, I turned it on. I think it was bases loaded, and Chris Bryant was up.
Yep. So, we're just ready for baseball that matters to us.
I'm dying for it.
Sports Illustrated came out today and predicted the Astros winning the World Series over the Cubs. And a lot of people probably saw the cover with the Cubs on it. And a lot of people were saying, oh, the SI jinx, Cubs are screwed. They didn't have them winning. Yeah. So I'm not going to really call it the SI jinx. I'm just going to say, they're on a cover, which is pretty nice. They got Hayward, Rizzo, Bryant, and Arrieta on there.
It's cool.
It looks really nice. They look like they're having a good time.
They had a bunch of regional covers, though.
Yeah, they did. They had 4. The Mets, Astros, and the Giants.
Oh, okay.
They had Giant
They had the Astros? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They had the Astros.
That's my World Series prediction, except
Astros
the
over
other
the Cubs.
team. No, the other way around. But
yeah, Cubs are gonna win.
Cubs are gonna win, people.
Trust me. Cannot wait for the Cubs to win.
It's
so that was cool. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think the Cubs are getting a lot of hype right now.
A lot of
people. It is but I'm not nervous.
I'm not nervous either.
I was nervous 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's really strange. I was like, oh no, hype and stuff.
I'll be nervous when the season starts, but keep going.
check in on the nerves because it's probably going up and down for both of us.
Yeah.
It's the Cubs. It's like what we expect the worst to happen all the time.
Yes.
I think that's true for like most Chicago sports
Yeah.
fans. We're not very optimistic.
We're not very optimistic. While we're on this subject, we should say this like right now. Like when this team loses, it's gonna happen, and I don't want anyone to freak out because it's gonna happen. I can already see
They get swept or something.
Yeah, I see like a bad weekend.
They pull a Philly
like
series
turning into
last
this
year.
like huge story already, or like someone's struggling really badly and blah blah blah. All the different things that can happen. I already see that happening. I already see
Me
the
freaking
hordes
out.
of people on Twitter kind of losing their mind over it. But yeah,
I mean, I'm a Bulls guy, so I'm very much a pessimist. I don't know if you're aware with Bulls Twitter, but they're not that. I love them. I love Bulls Twitter, but at times they get a little sad. But that's the current state of things for the Bulls. But
it's kind of funny, like when in terms of like fan base optimism. It's weird. Like the Cubs, I feel like have the most optimistic fan base. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yes.
But like
people
for
most
some
excited
reason,
about it.
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, it works out like that. But
Embrace the hype, people.
embrace the hype.
Embrace
the target.
As Joe would say.
As
He brought
Joe
in a
would say.
mime today. You see
Yeah,
that?
I heard about that.
Like every day it's something. It's like a guy
Dude's
playing
awesome, man.
guitar. It's
Yeah.
Kawasaki singing karaoke. It's
I want to get one of those shirts.
dude.
Don't
suck.
don't suckers, something like that. It's like
Try not to
try
suck.
not to suck.
Try not to
not to
suck.
suck. I want one of those so badly.
They're like 30 bones online.
All right.
It's like $30 out of my price range. It's like all
You don't
of
want
it.
that?
I'm poor. I'm very poor.
I'll buy you one.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. Thanks, Blake.
You're welcome.
Final roster spots. A lot of talk about Neil Ramirez. And Blake, would you rather have another arm or another utility infielder like a Kawasaki or a guy like Matt Caesar hasn't really been playing, or your boy Matt Merton?
Yeah.
Personally, I would like another arm in that pen.
Yeah.
I would love to see Neil Ramirez get that spot. A lot of questions about his velocity, if he's healthy,
We talked about this.
but I'd like to see him there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. I don't think they need like a whole bunch of infielders.
No, I like Kawasaki though. Too.
I do
think
like
he'd be fun.
Kawasaki a lot.
He's a lot of fun.
I am selfishly cheering for him to make the team.
Look on YouTube, people. Look up his last name.
Yeah.
And listen to his interviews. It's hilarious.
He's a really funny guy.
It's yeah.
I'd be really happy to see him in that clubhouse.
I mean, I'm
All
sure
year.
all the people in the clubhouse would be happy to see him.
I think
there,
he's
too.
the Johnny B.
He's our guy now.
He's our guy.
All right, we're gonna root for. Well, he's the Kristen Orfia now of Sosa Steam Room.
Yeah.
We finally found a replacement for Kristen Orfia.
Yes.
I love you, Kristen Orfia. It's time.
We haven't forgotten about
We're all about Kawasaki now.
Yeah.
We're all about Kawa. He is now the heart and soul of this program.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do some meatballs.
Before we go on to meatballs, I just want to throw something in there.
right now.
We can talk about meatballs in a second. There's another thing I thought it'd just be fun to talk about for a second.
Okay.
March Madness.
Yes. How's your bracket, Blake?
It's not good.
I had Michigan State winning one, and I have UNC winning the other.
I have Michigan State.
How's your Final Four?
Not good.
I have 3 of 4 in one, and then like 2 of 4 in the other one.
2 of my Final Four teams lost in the first round.
Oh, well.
I had West Virginia.
Why the hell did you have West Virginia?
You know, like I always have to throw. What? Come on, you say that now. In retrospect, you can say
so
it.
stupid.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's been
a rough go.
It's been a rough go.
But very exciting to watch. A lot of upsets.
A lot of really good games.
A lot of good storylines.
Yeah.
Things start up again on
a ton of
Thursday.
upsets.
Really excited.
I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what we're talking about.
If you have any like crazy predictions,
What was your favorite game so far?
Oh man, I mean, we watched the Providence game. That was good.
That was a
the
good
Middle
one.
Tennessee Michigan State game we watched.
That was a good one too.
That was really good. That
For different reasons though. For most people.
The double OT game.
The Texas A&M.
Yeah,
That
UT
game,
is that
I
UT
think that's my
Austin?
favorite game.
Or is that different?
No,
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M and Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
Yep. That game.
Who hit a half-court shot at the buzzer to win the last
Seriously,
game.
people got to learn how to inbound the basketball. do not, when you are inbounding underneath your own basket, do not throw it underneath your own basket. It's like one of the first things you're taught in basketball. Throw it to the sidelines. Don't try to bounce back.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. But a lot of fun tourney stuff.
Yeah.
It's been really fun. We'll have more updates on that. Maybe a little bit of wager. Maybe. You still owe me a pitcher of beer.
I know. I was just hoping you wouldn't remember.
Blake still owes me a pitcher of beer. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to talk about meatballs. Because, this is the reason why everyone listens to this is because of the meatballs.
They just skip to the end.
They skip to the end.
Yeah.
Meatballs.
Meatballs.
Meatball number 1 is Mr. Donald Trump.
Is he the permanent meatball
He
now?
can be a meatball forever. And Big Ben. Him and Big Ben. That's horrible. I'm comparing Ben Roethlisberger to Donald Trump.
I think they're comparable.
You're so bitter towards him. And I am too. But this is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, he's now got beef with the Ricketts family, and he's saying...
I don't know if you saw the Ted Cruz stuff tonight.
Yeah. About his wife?
Yeah.
What in the world? God. All right, now it's time to get in a little meatballs. The only reason why people tune into this thing in the first place.
Yeah.
They skip to the end.
They skip to the end.
They just love the Swedish meatballs.
No, they don't.
Not the Italian kind.
Well,
The Swedish kind.
Shut up.
No, you shut up.
You shut up.
No, you shut up.
You know I'm right, and everyone who's listening knows I'm right. So
No.
we can just move on. We don't need to listen
First
to this.
meatball, permanent meatball. Someone who I don't like at all is Mr. Donald Trump.
Yes.
Are we adding him to the Meatball Hall of Fame?
He's in the Meatball Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. You're joining our buddy Nick and our buddy Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So you are number 3 in the
good.
Meatball Hall of Fame. We got to make like a plaque. On the website, I'm going to do that.
Make a plaque.
I'm going to make like a Meatball Hall of Fame thing with like Ben's picture, Trump's picture, and then Nick's picture right there. I'm doing that tonight.
And then your picture right next to
No.
Right?
No. And then our other meatballs is this story is just so ridiculous to me.
I'm glad we're going to talk about it because I feel like me and you are not on the same page here.
I don't see why
You in trouble?
Adam LaRoche and Chris Sale are on this list.
Yeah.
And I'm not a White Sox guy.
And I put him on there.
And Blake put him on the list. And I understand why.
Yeah.
You're a professional athlete. It's your job.
Yeah.
I get it. The whole kid thing. No more kids in the clubhouse. I get that. And I think Adam LaRoche is a little bit more of a, he's a family guy. And can you really blame him? But I understand what you're saying. Like, if you're a professional athlete, you should not retire because your kid is no longer allowed in the clubhouse. I understand, but I think this whole story has just been blown out of proportion like crazy.
I'll tell you why it was blown out of proportion. It's because Chris Sale lost his mind.
Yeah.
Of all the things to stand up for,
well, Rizzo stood up for it too. He tweeted about it.
Rizzo's not on the White Sox. I mean, he can talk
true.
about it and say whatever he wants.
Yeah, Chris Sale was taking stabs at
he
Reinsdorf.
called it BS, and I mean,
I'm going to point this out. It does not seem like Jerry Reinsdorf is the best at communication.
You keep that stuff in the clubhouse. You don't speak to the media about it. If you have a problem, you go to the ownership or you go to your coach. You don't go to the media. But I mean, my thoughts on this thing, I think it's completely ridiculous from the get-go. The fact that it was in his contract was super weird.
Yeah,
I
I've never
guess
heard of
that must
that.
have been part of the negotiations. And
But we don't really know. I bet there's a bunch of weird things in people's contracts all the time.
This one though, I mean, this is not
pretty strange.
This is very.
How old is this
situation.
kid? 14.
Is he that old?
I think he's that old.
Oh wow! I thought he was.
That's a little
young.
strange. Wouldn't you think certain period of time, you're just like, all right, Dad, I'm not coming with you anymore.
Seriously, I didn't know he's that old. I thought he was younger, but
I'm not sure, but I saw somewhere that he was 14.
I just know if I'm a professional athlete and I'm in the locker room, I don't want a kid in there. I just don't. It's you're with your teammates. There's
so much shit.
Yeah,
so much crap. Sorry, that goes on in professional athletes' locker rooms. Probably a lot of tobacco, a lot of stuff like that, a lot of like